And now it's decision time. The Champions League final is set, Arsenal against Paris Saint-Germain, and we're bringing you everything right now. How both teams arrive, match location, where the fans will be seated, favourites, statistics, and much more. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, we could be about to see a first-time Champions League winner, or a club that already lifted the trophy just 1 month ago, and in fact won it in the last edition, now trying to secure back-to-back titles. The final will be played in Budapest, at the Puskás Aréna, a modern stadium opened in 2019 and one of the host venues for Euro 2020. It holds just over 67,000 fans, and now we're going to break down every detail of the biggest club football match in the world. On one side of the final, we have Arsenal, the best team in the league phase of the Champions League. The English club are enjoying their strongest season in years, fighting point by point for the Premier League title, which is very close to being secured. In Europe, they have delivered a spectacular campaign, knocking out giants from the very first rounds. On the other side, Paris Saint-Germain did not start strongly, but they faced giants in the knockout stages. In the semi-finals, they eliminated Bayern Munich after a dramatic 5-4 win in one of the most spectacular matches ever, before drawing the second leg. They also knocked out clubs like Liverpool earlier in the competition, winning both matches. But now, this is the final. Expectations for this clash are extraordinary. On one side, the most successful rebuild project of the decade. On the other, the consolidation of an empire that has finally learned how to win in Europe. Arsenal versus PSG at the Puskás Aréna is a clash of two different football philosophies, tradition reinventing itself against modern dominance trying to build a dynasty. Talking about Arsenal, they arrive in Budapest carrying the weight of a history filled with near misses in European competition. This season, however, they look different. In the past, they were often criticized for emotional fragility in big European nights, but the 2026 version is a tactical machine. Finishing top of the league phase was no coincidence, it was a statement. Their defensive structure has been outstanding, allowing them to control matches against elite opposition. In the Premier League, consistency has been key. They've learned how to suffer and, more importantly, how to win ugly games. That maturity is what they bring to Hungary. Winning the Champions League would elevate Arsenal from a national giant to football immortality, ending decades of frustration and crowning a new golden generation. On the PSG side, the reigning European champions enter as a different kind of force. They are no longer the new money chasing their first trophy, they are the current holders of the Champions League. Last season's title lifted a huge weight off their shoulders, and now they play with real confidence. This year's run was a true test of survival. PSG had no easy path, facing Liverpool and Bayern Munich required everything from their squad. The 5-4 win over Bayern in the semi-final is already considered one of the greatest modern Champions League games, showing a team capable of deciding matches in seconds through pure individual brilliance. Winning a second consecutive title would mean more than just another trophy, it would confirm PSG as the dominant force in Europe. Not a one-off success, but the start of a dynasty. With a balanced squad mixing superstars and intense young runners, this version of PSG is far more defensively solid than in previous years, making them extremely dangerous in a single final. And the stadium itself is a perfect stage for this spectacle. The choice of Budapest adds a special atmosphere. The Puskás Aréna is a football monument in a historic city, with impressive acoustics and a modern design that preserves elements of the old stadium, a true theatre for this battle. Logistically, UEFA has organized a massive operation. Fan zones are spread across the Hungarian capital. Arsenal supporters are expected to take over Hero Square in red and white, while PSG fans will gather along the Danube, bringing Paris to Central Europe. Inside the stadium, the division behind the goals guarantees an electric atmosphere. The North Stand will belong to the Gunners, known for their constant chanting inspired by Highbury. The South Stand will host the Collectif Ultras Paris, bringing flares, banners and the Parc des Princes atmosphere to Budapest. Tactically, this promises to be a chess match. Arsenal are a positional team, overloading the wings to create central space, with intense counter-pressing after losing the ball. If PSG are careless in build-up, Arsenal will punish them immediately. PSG, however, thrive in explosive transitions. They are comfortable without possession, waiting for space to launch fast wingers. It's a game of patience. One mistake in the first pass under pressure could define the entire match. The numbers show incredible balance. Arsenal lead in passing accuracy, while PSG lead in goals from counterattacks, the most efficient attack versus the most solid defense. Individually, This final could even influence the Ballon d'Or race. Arsenal's captain is at the peak of his career, controlling midfield and leading in assists. Their young star, developed through the academy, has become decisive in every knockout round. For PSG, their main superstar, the player who stayed to build his legacy, is chasing a third Champions League final and leads the competition in goals and chances created. His duel with Arsenal's defenders will be the main focus of the entire match. Interestingly, the head-to-head history between the clubs is short, which only increases uncertainty. Previous meetings have been tight, often ending in draws or decided by small details. So is there a favourite, or will it be perfectly balanced? In London, belief is absolute. Arsenal fans feel this is the moment. In Paris, confidence is just as strong. PSG expect nothing less than victory. Data analysts give Arsenal a slight edge, around 52% to 48%, mainly due to their defensive consistency. However, PSG's experience from last year's final gives them a psychological advantage early in the game. This final will be broadcast in over 200 countries, with hundreds of millions expected to watch. The financial reward for the winner is enormous, securing future transfers and squad stability, as well as qualification for the FIFA Club World Cup in its new expanded format. For English football, an Arsenal win would confirm the Premier League's dominance. For French football, a PSG victory would silence critics once and for all. But once the whistle blows at the Puskás Aréna, everything resets. It will be 22 players at peak physical and tactical level. Arsenal will try to dominate early, PSG will wait and strike at the perfect moment. The world will stop to see whether Arsenal finally reach glory, or PSG confirm their European dominance. One thing is certain, anyone watching, whether in Budapest, London, Paris or Brazil, will witness one of the most exciting finals in football history. Get ready, because the 2026 Champions League final promises to be unforgettable. Arsenal versus PSG. The new challengers against the reigning champions. Tactical youth versus proven champions. Who lifts the trophy? Only time, and 90 minutes, or maybe 120 plus penalties, in Budapest, will tell.